Thousands of years ago, in India, there was a city that was the greatest and wealthiest of all kingdoms, Ayodhya. This magnificent city was ruled by the wise and just King Dasaratha. The king's eldest son and heir to the throne, Prince Rama, was loved by the entire kingdom. Rama was an honorable, truthful, and virtuous hero. As King Dasaratha grew old, he decided to prepare Rama for the kingship. Rama's coronation was eagerly awaited by the entire city. However, the jealous and malicious servant of Queen Kaikeyi, the king's second wife, thwarted the plan. Manthara convinced the queen that Rama's coronation would harm her son. Manipulated by Manthara, Kaikeyi asked the king to fulfill two boons he had granted her 20 years earlier. The first was for her son to become king. The second and more cruel boon was for Rama to be exiled for 14 years. This was the greatest blow Rama received on his happiest day. Out of his devotion to his father and his honor, Rama accepted the exile. His most loyal wife, Sita, and his brother, Lakshmana, also insisted on going into exile with him. Unable to bear the pain of Rama's exile, King Dasaratha soon died of grief. The kingdom of Ayodhya fell into a great mourning, with the throne left empty. Bharata, Queen Kaikeyi's other son, was enraged when he learned what his mother had done and refused to take the throne. He vowed to find Rama and bring him back. Bharata begged Rama to return to the throne, but Rama, remaining loyal to his father's vow, said he would wait until the 14 years were over. Bharata accepted this decision with respect. Faced with Rama's firm stance, Bharata asked him for his sandals as a symbol of the kingdom. Bharata would place the sandals on the throne in Ayodhya and rule the city in Rama's name until the exile was over. Leaving everything in Ayodhya behind, Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana continued their journey deeper into the forest, into an unknown life for their 14-year exile. Most of their 14-year exile passed peacefully. Far from their family, in the heart of nature, they had built a new life. In the Dandakaranya forest, they built a small, simple hut for themselves. Here, they lived in love and harmony, having grown accustomed to their new life. However, their peace was short-lived. Rama vowed to destroy the demons that were troubling Dandakaranya. This was a moment that would end their peaceful days of exile and change their destiny. While Rama was wandering in Dandakaranya, Shurpanakha, the demon princess, was watching him from afar. Fascinated by Rama's good looks, Shurpanakha approached him to seduce him. But Rama firmly rejected her advances. Overwhelmed by jealousy, Shurpanakha began to threaten Rama's wife, Sita. When she threatened to harm Sita, Lakshmana drew his sword to punish her. He cut off Shurpanakha's nose and ears, forcing her to flee the forest in pain. Humiliated and burning with a desire for revenge, Shurpanakha went to her brother, Ravana, the 10-headed demon king. She told Ravana about the shame she had suffered and praised Sita's unique beauty. Fascinated by Sita's beauty and wanting to avenge what had been done to his sister, Ravana began to hatch a sinister plan. He planned to separate Sita from Rama and abduct her. To carry out his plan, Ravana sought help from Maricha. Maricha was to transform into a golden deer to deceive Rama and lure him away from Sita. Maricha, disguised as a golden deer, came before Rama and Sita's hut. The deer, with its dazzling beauty, enchanted Sita. Captivated by the golden deer's beauty, Sita asked Rama to catch it. Although Rama was suspicious of the deer, he set off in pursuit of it to fulfill his wife's wish. As Rama chased the golden deer, the deer led him deeper into the forest. It was a trick, and the deer was unknowingly leading Rama into Ravana's trap. Finally, Rama shot the deer with an arrow. The deer reverted to Maricha's true form. Before dying, he imitated Rama's voice and cried out for help, "Sita, Lakshmana." These cries reached Sita and Lakshmana at the hut. Hearing her husband's cries for help, Sita was horrified. She demanded that Lakshmana immediately go to Rama's aid. But Lakshmana knew it was a demon's trick. Faced with Lakshmana's hesitation, Sita became angry and unfairly accused him of wishing for Rama's death. Lakshmana, out of respect for his brother, could not bear these accusations and had to make a decision. Before he left, Lakshmana drew a protective line around the hut. He asked Sita, no matter what, not to step outside this line. This line would protect them from the dangers of the demons. Lakshmana reluctantly ran toward the forest. Now Sita was left all alone in the hut. The final stage of Ravana's trap was about to begin. Around the silent hut, the shadow of evil began to slowly appear. With this trap, Ravana had now found the perfect opportunity to abduct the defenseless Sita. Immediately after Rama and Lakshmana had left, a visitor in disguise arrived at the hut. It was Ravana, the 10-headed demon king. He had taken the form of a respectable sage, attempting to lure Sita out from behind Lakshmana's protective line. Ravana, masquerading as a humble mendicant, asked Sita for alms. She respectfully tried to offer him food, but was hesitant to cross the line that Lakshmana had drawn. Ravana then criticized her, claiming her generosity was false. Confronted by Ravana's deceptive words, Sita's compassion and hospitality prevailed. Forgetting Lakshmana's warnings, she stepped outside the line to offer alms. In that instant, the magical protective shield broke, and Ravana's trap was successfully set. The moment Sita stepped out of the line, Ravana revealed his true form in all its terrifying power. With his 10 heads and 20 arms, he forcefully seized the terrified Sita and dragged her into his demonic flying chariot, ascending into the skies. As Ravana ascended into the sky, Jatayu, the great eagle and protector of the forest, witnessed this atrocity. He bravely intercepted Ravana, engaging in a relentless aerial battle. The elderly Jatayu fought heroically to save Sita. Alas, the elderly Jatayu was no match for the mighty Ravana. With his sword, Ravana severed the eagle's wings, and as the wounded Jatayu fell to the ground, he witnessed Sita's abduction in despair. Evil had prevailed for the time being. Realizing the deception, Rama and Lakshmana rushed back to their hut in a panic. But they were greeted by an empty home and a vanished protective line. In that instant, they understood that the trap had worked and that Sita was no longer there. Their hearts were shattered with grief. They frantically began to search the forest, hoping to find his wife. Along the way, they found the great eagle Jatayu, on the verge of death. Gravely wounded, before his last breath, he whispered to them that it was the demon king Ravana who had abducted Sita. With Jatayu's last words, their purpose was now clear. Their grief was replaced by a resolute sense of vengeance and the hope of finding Sita. The two brothers continued their journey deep into the forest, embarking on a noble quest to pursue Ravana. During their journey, they encountered a monstrous demon in the depths of the forest, Kabanda. He was a headless demon with gigantic arms. He seized both brothers at once, filling them with fear about their fate. The two brothers bravely severed the demon's arms. As Kabanda's arms were cut, his monstrous body was enveloped in a light, and a liberated, divine spirit emerged. This spirit told them that they needed to find a new ally, Sugriva, the king of the monkeys. Guided by Kabanda, the two brothers arrived at a new region, the Kishkinda Mountains, home to the monkeys. This was a place filled with new hope and the promise of finding allies. In Kishkinda, Rama and Lakshmana met the monkey king Sugriva and his devoted general, Hanuman. Both sides were struggling with their own troubles. This meeting was a convergence of destiny, marking the beginning of the war against their common enemy. Sugriva sought Rama's help to reclaim his throne from his brother Vali. In return, he promised to assist Rama in finding Sita. Before a sacred fire, they swore an eternal oath of friendship and alliance. As a demonstration of their alliance, Rama agreed to fight Vali, Sugriva's powerful adversary. With a single arrow, he defeated Vali, clearing the path for Sugriva to become the king of Kishkinda. Thus, the first significant step on the path to finding Sita was taken. After reclaiming his throne, Sugriva kept his promise to Rama. He sent his entire monkey army in all 4 directions to find Sita. Thousands of warriors, heading in every direction, would scour the forests and mountains in search of the lost queen. Weeks turned into months. The armies searched every corner by land and sea, but found no trace of Sita. With the exception of one group, all the warriors began to return in despair. The southern group reached the ocean's shore. Finding no trace of Sita, the warriors decided to turn back. Just as they were about to despair, a great eagle named Sempati appeared before them. He seemed like a miracle to them. Sempati gave them a dreadful piece of news. My brother Jatayu tried to save Sita, but failed. I saw Ravana's flying chariot. He took Sita to his island, Lanka, across the ocean. These words reignited a lost hope. Even though they now knew Sita's location, they faced a greater obstacle: the vast, boundless ocean. No monkey had the power to cross this distance. Morale began to falter once more. Just as they were about to despair, Hanuman stepped forward. He remembered that he was the son of the wind god and possessed the power of flight. Before everyone's eyes, he began to prepare himself for this colossal task. Hanuman began to grow, gathering the strength to carry him across the ocean. As his body swelled like a mountain, the other monkeys watched his divine transformation with a mix of awe and reverence. When he was ready, Hanuman unleashed his power and made an epic leap over the ocean. Even the ocean's waters swelled against his might, as if clearing a path for him. His journey was far from easy. Hanuman was attacked by demons and sea monsters dwelling in the depths of the ocean. However, Hanuman overcame all obstacles not only with his power but also with his wit. Hanuman finally reached Lanka, Ravana's capital. He infiltrated the island, which was filled with evil and splendor, and surrounded by shimmering walls. The search had now entered a new phase. Hanuman, having made himself inconspicuous, searched every corner of Lanka. He meticulously scoured Ravana's palaces, hidden rooms, and gardens throughout the night, hoping to find a trace of Sita. Hanuman's search finally led him to the sacred garden called Ashoka Vathika. There, beneath a tree, he found a grieving Sita, surrounded by demonesses. The queen he had been searching for was finally before him. Hanuman watched everything from the branches of a tree. Ravana, in all his splendor, approached Sita, trying to persuade her to become his wife. But Sita resolutely rejected Ravana's proposal, vowing to remain loyal only to Rama. Hanuman secretly approached Sita and gave her Rama's ring. This was a symbol of hope. Seeing the ring, Sita understood that Rama was alive and would come to rescue her. Sita gave Hanuman a jewel from her hair to take to Rama. This was proof that she was alive and loyal. Hanuman took the jewel, promising to return to Rama. Hope had now been born in Lanka. Hanuman returned to Rama after successfully completing his mission. As proof that Sita was alive and loyal, he presented her jewel to Rama. Holding the jewel, Rama's eyes welled up with tears, and his heart's grief was now replaced by a burning desire for revenge. Knowing Sita's exact location, Rama and his allies, along with the monkey army, arrived at the ocean's shore. However, a new obstacle lay before them: the vast, wavy ocean. Rama prayed to the ocean god Varuna for a path. When his prayers went unanswered, Rama grew angry and decided to dry up the ocean with his divine arrow. But just as he was about to release the arrow, the ocean god Varuna appeared in fear, telling Rama to build a bridge with the monkey's help. Thereupon, the monkey architects Nala and Nila began an incredible project. Thousands of monkeys carried enormous rocks and trees into the ocean. Miraculously, each rock floated on the water, and thus the great bridge began to be built. Within a short time, Rama's bridge, Rama Setu, was completed. Rama and Lakshmana, along with thousands of monkey and bear warriors, crossed the bridge and finally set foot on Lanka. The Great War was about to begin. The two armies faced each other for an epic battle. Ravenous demons clashed with Rama's monkey and bear warriors. As swords and arrows danced in the air, the sound of the war echoed through all the mountains. As the war intensified, Ravana's powerful brothers stepped forward. The colossal Kumbhakarna and others tried to stand against Rama and Lakshmana. But Rama, with his divine arrows, defeated each of them one by one, weakening Ravana's strength. With all his enemies defeated, only two remained on the battlefield: Rama and Ravana. Destiny had brought these two great heroes together for a final confrontation. The last battle between honor and evil had begun. Rama, using the mightiest arrows from his bow, cut off all 10 of Ravana's heads. But horrifyingly, a new one instantly grew back for each head that was cut off. Ravana seemed invincible, and Rama was helpless against this. Just then, a divine sage named Agastya came to Rama's side and whispered the secret of Ravana's invincibility. The nectar of immortality was hidden in his navel. He could only be killed if he was struck there. Having learned the secret, Rama, without hesitation, placed the most powerful divine arrow, the Brahmastra, onto his bow. With a single shot, he aimed for Ravana's navel. The Brahmastra pierced Ravana's navel. The nectar of immortality drained away, and Ravana finally perished. The terrible reign of the 10-headed demon king had thus come to an end. Good had prevailed over evil. With Ravana's death, the war came to an end. The monkeys and bears cheered in victory, and Rama was hailed as a hero in Lanka. As his first act after the victory, Rama entered the palace to find Sita. Rama and Sita were finally reunited. However, Rama asked Sita to prove that she had remained innocent during her time with Ravana. He requested that she undergo an ordeal by fire to prove her honor and purity. Sita, to prove her purity, walked into the fire without hesitation, but the fire did not harm her. The fire god Agni proclaimed Sita's purity. Thus all doubts were cleared. Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, and Hanuman set off happily to return home. And so, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, and Hanuman, after a journey filled with victory, returned to their beloved Ayodhya in the magnificent Pushpaka Vimana. The city rejoiced, welcoming their heroes with immense joy and love after 14 long years of separation. Rama was reinstated on the throne of Ayodhya and ushered in a golden era known as Rama Rajya, renowned for its just and righteous rule. Truth, virtue, and justice permeated every corner of the kingdom. Under Rama's leadership, the people entered a long period of peace and prosperity. This epic tale of the Ramayana reminds us of a timeless truth, that righteousness and goodness will always triumph, no matter how great the challenges. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more epic stories. Feel free to share your thoughts on the Ramayana in the comments section below. See you in the next legend.